Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening. Welcome to being here.
Yes, welcome to being here.
It's fun actually to greet everyone from around the world when we start these podcasts.
Yes, that's true. And you know, it's amazing to be here for your life as it's unfolding.
Seriously,
I mean,
folks.
well, seriously, this morning was a very interesting morning for me.
Yeah.
Well, Ariel and I are going on a fishing trip in July, and there's a possibility of her getting another world record.
Woo-hoo.
And if she does, we need to weigh the fish and then release it, but weigh the fish. And in order to do that, I have to have the scale that I purchased certified by a weights and measures certification in this state that I'm in, New Jersey. And so I did that this morning. And it was the most fun experience I've had in so long, in that I met these two amazing gentlemen that run the weights and measures department of the Hunterdon County facility for New Jersey. And I participated in the testing of the scale. And what I found so interesting was I was there as a tester of the scale rather than as hoping that it would pass the certification process. And so as they did it, I saw things they did that wasn't going to work. And I could say, don't you need to remove those extra weights because of the weight of the basket that you're weighing it in? And they went, oh, you're right. And it was just a fun, interactive experience. And it was free. At the end of it, I said, can I pay you? They said, no, this is gratis. And it was just
Sweet.
It was just so sweet. Yeah.
You know what's neat about that too, Shya? You weren't there seriously trying to get it done so I could have a goal someday. It's like this was all there was.
Exactly.
Right there. That experience with them, not even having a pass, but being with those two guys.
Well, I even invited them to come to a Monday night Living Made Easy.
And they want to come.
And they want to come.
That's
yes.
Excellent. So shout out, by the way, to Steve and Ricky. You made Shya's day.
Well, that part of my
morning.
Day. There were lots of things that happened today that made my day.
I found that when, the title here is Seriously, Folks, and that life is too important to be taken seriously.
When you're seriously going about your life, you're not having fun.
And if you're not having fun and you're seriously going about your life, in my experience, for me, speaking to me, I'm lost.
Well, usually you have an agenda. Whether you're aware of it or not, there's something driving you.
As if right here, right now is not important and getting somewhere is.
And this isn't enough and something.
Today, while you were out, I have been having that experience recently of grinding through my to-do list. And today, it might be because
we had a conversation about that last night.
But also we just had a level of intimacy between the two of us. We had a fun evening and I wasn't thinking about getting anything done. And when I sat down this morning,
everything done.
I went from 253 emails I needed to handle in a very, very short period of time to like 50 that I'm still in the midst of, but I wasn't trying to get them done. Right. I was there enjoying every nuance of playing in my emails.
Well, before we started this segment of being here today, I was tying a fishing fly and I was enjoying putting together colors of flash and different fibers to produce it. And I think we'll like it. Because we're going on a fishing trip eventually.
Let's have our first together.
Yes.
Oh, Micah, welcome to being here and tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hi, I'm Micah and I'm zooming in from Düsseldorf in Germany.
Excellent.
So nice to see you and hear you. We get just that luxury of seeing you. Everyone else gets to hear you.
You look good.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What can we do for you?
Um,
Seriously now.
so seriously, I had a very good day today. I had a lot of to-dos on my day off. Friday is my day off, and I usually go to Cologne, go to my homeopathian. Today I went to the hairdresser or a cutter, so I have a new haircut.
Nice.
I went to a shop where you can buy biological food and stuff because I'm planning to. Oh no, I'm changing my eating habits. So
In the US, biological is like an organic food store.
exactly. So I started a vegan chef education
Nice.
last weekend, and so I had a full list with a lot of things to buy, and I really had fun with that. So I had fun. There was a lady who was really professional. She supported me with the things I don't know. She helped me to identify the right products, and at the end, which is for Germans quite unnormal, so we spoke with our first names, and I had the feeling I have a new friend in that shop.
That's so sweet. I didn't realize that was not normal to find out and speak first name to first name in a store.
Yeah, normally we say Sie instead of du. Also, we say Sie instead of you, and use the second name if we talk very formally or for the first time to each other.
So you were able to not be formal and actually be intimate, be friends. Nice.
It was intimate.
Like it.
And I think that the question I have is sometimes I'm really not allowing myself to be so open and friendly and having fun instead of I'm very seriously and structured and
Well, my dear, your culture is very serious and structured, and you have to be formal to start with. That's part of the rules of how you interact with other people that you haven't met before. That's not good or bad.
If you resist that's your starting place, you get stuck there. Yeah. Your enculturation, the culture you live in, is exactly as it is.
Look, I've gotten hit by people in Germany several times. I mean, and literally punched or pushed on because I put my hand out to shake
someone's hand,
a man's hand before I shook the lady's hand.
Or because if he was shaking a man's hand and that gentleman hadn't shook my hand yet, that was not part of the culture.
Right.
So he quickly learned that.
I've learned that there. I just don't try to shake anybody's hand until the ladies have been taken care of first, which is very sexist, by the way, and holds women as less than who they are.
But what's neat about that is if you don't resist it, it doesn't own you. You resist it, you get stuck there.
Yeah.
So I could get lost in the point of view that I'm right, that they should allow me to shake anybody's hand I want without worrying about whether Ariel gets her hand shaken.
Whatever.
And that I get to be right, but I lose my
affinity,
compassion, my innocence in resisting a rule that doesn't really apply, but I need to apply it. Because see, the first rule in life, Micah, is that there are no rules.
I like that.
in reality, there are no rules. They've been all imposed upon us by the culture we grew up in.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think that I think this is my impression. It was in the setup that you had today. We're pre-recording this on a Friday, and you said Fridays are usually my day off, and these are the things I handled in my day off. Your haircut, and then you went to this store, and you went there like it's fully your idea, and you had this whole new possibility. It wasn't like serious. You were
Learning,
or it was a sense of wonder. There's something new. You've experienced this in yourself. All it takes is to include that as a possibility when it's not your day off at work. You have the work persona and the I can let my hair down or get cut, in this case, persona.
Yeah.
You could just be Micah. Like you didn't have to have your work face, your at home face, your going out on your day off face, but you could allow yourself to be and trust that you'll be appropriate.
I like that.
well, you just have to practice. You have to be willing in this moment to be open to what life offers.
I mean, it's easy to blame it on circumstance. Well, it was my day off, or well, it was a nice day, or well, that lady was nice, or oh, I was going to a store I liked. That's why I was open and available, rather than you were open and available. So then you were actually there to experience the weather. You were there to enjoy this new person you met.
Yeah. Yeah. So I created my own world. Huh? That's what you're saying, huh?
I didn't say that, but
no,
but
it's not. It's not bad, but that's not what's said. See, that's what you interpreted. There was a movie called Lost in Translation. It's interesting. You speak German, but you speak English. We only speak English with a few words in German.
Smattering, yeah.
And genau and Augenblick, a few words. Yeah. But you interpret the words that we use the way you define those words to me, what you make those words mean. So I may have another meaning for a word, but your interpretation is going to be out of what you already know. And this does not, and it's not good or bad, it just doesn't allow you to discover what else is possible because you translate it into what you already know. And this is normal. This isn't just for Micah. This is everybody out there.
I don't want to get picky with you, like word picky, but my experience, you say, oh, I create my own world. It almost includes a do element. Like I've created my own world and somewhere in there is a setup for blame of yourself, for instance. Got an email today from a friend of ours who's really upset. She went on vacation with several friends, and 4 out of the 5 of them got COVID, including herself. And she's on vacation. Supposedly, she's actually now in her hotel room sick. And she's very upset also that she's the only one with symptoms, and she's feeling bad that she's thinking, well, why don't they have symptoms? Like, what kind of friend wishes they would? I'm happy they don't. I mean, she's having this whole thing. She didn't create that world. That is happening right now.
It's really easy to say you create your experience when things are going the way you like.
I mean, she was wrestling with how much she hated the situation. And it was great because she was reaching out to a bunch of friends. And people were like, oh, I feel you. I've had COVID recently. I know what kind of weird thoughts you have, feel free to call me anytime, rest, all of those. People were writing her back very, very sweet things. But somehow in your schematic, I've created my world. You might be laying there going, why did I create this for myself? What,
Yeah. Yeah.
Life shows up as it does, and then you can treat it as a serious situation, or you can, step into it.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. It's fun being with you today.
Thanks. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too.
Good.
Thanks.
Hey, you want to hear about transformation?
Mm-hmm.
We've got one of our listeners about to tell you about what's happened in their life out of listening to Being Here.
This is Leah in New Jersey, and I love the Being Here podcast. I listen to it on my commutes. I listen to it while I'm washing dishes, and in between attending the Living Made Easy seminars, the Zoom seminars and weekend seminars. It's such a great resource for just bringing me back to the current moment. And I feel like it allows me to experience my life rather than get lost in my thoughts. And just the other day, playing with my daughter, I was jumping and bouncing around like a 17-month-old, which is how old she is. And I just never thought that level of enthusiasm was possible.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shya's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
We are happy that this week coming up, we have 3 Living Made Easies. Saturday, morning Eastern time, but Saturday, Monday, and then Tuesday. We have our Tuesday evening Living Made Easy for our European community. It's translated into German.
And Saturday is also translated into German for our European community.
Yeah, so we tend to have people from all over the world on all of these. So you can find out what works for you on our website at transformationmadeeasy.com. And we're coming to Hamburg.
Yes, for the freedom to breathe and fun as the access to enlightenment.
We're dropping the word way. Access way, just to fun as the access to enlightenment. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And that's May 25th, 26th, and
27th, 28th. So Thursday is the freedom to breathe. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Yep.
is fun.
The other thing is Costa Rica 2024 is open, and there is still a discount.
For a few more days. May 1st ends the early registration discount. You can come for 1 week or 2. Like the bargains.
Yes.
You should register if you know you're coming, register before May 1st. So transformationmadeeasy.com is where you can find all the info and register. Let's take our next guest.
Yes.
All right, Anina. Welcome to Being Here, and tell people where you're zooming in from.
Hello, I'm Anina, and I'm zooming in from Thun, Switzerland.
Welcome.
Yes.
And I love the topic, and I don't have a particular question about it.
Okay. Well, let me just say, seriously, every time you say I'm Anina in tune, I almost always want to ask you if you're singing in tune.
I sometimes am, and sometimes not. Yeah, but I like it. Yeah.
Have you been taking yourself seriously lately, or how's your life going?
I haven't actually. I haven't. I've been with you in Costa Rica, and this is a very good antidote to inappropriate seriousness.
Well,
Yeah.
is seriousness ever really appropriate?
You're right. That's actually like two terms that exclude each other.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, there are times where we have circumstances that have serious components. Like I know, like as when parents pass away, or
Yeah.
but you can experience things in depth, and it the subject itself doesn't have to be held seriously.
Yeah. This brings me back to far back, 10 years back, to when my mom passed away.
Mhm.
I really experienced that losing someone. I've felt the pain of losing my mom, but I didn't suffer from it.
Yes.
Yes, and I think the key there is in the resistance. As soon as I resist what's happening to me, then the pain turns into suffering.
Yes.
Yeah,
And when
that's
you embrace the pain of loss, it's quite exceptional. It can be very profound.
yes.
I have a
Yes.
question. I love that you said Costa Rica was an antidote for inappropriate seriousness. What happened for you there? What, because we didn't do a lot. So what did you discover about yourself there?
We didn't do, we did nearly nothing apart from being, period, and being with each other. And being in the warm water. So, and the combination of all of that, and the good food. And it's like experiencing life as it is without any ideas how it should be, or without anything to accomplish apart from getting up in the morning and what you do normally anyway. But yeah, this chance or this opportunity to just be is what makes it so sweet and rich and nourishing, and
Nice.
Makes me lastingly unaccident prone for seriousness. It helps me to see the bright side of life. So,
Yes, too.
without me having to bring myself to seeing the bright side of life, or to talk to myself about seeing the life brightly or not so brightly. It's just, it helps me to just take life in.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
And this just makes me think of your definition of truly listening. So because I was about to say, it helps me, or it allows me to just listen to life, to have it come in without having to have an opinion about it, finding it good or not so much my idea. And so this is so freeing. It's so rich.
No, I enjoy I enjoy you talk about listening to life, letting it come in without having to attach an opinion to it. That's really profound, Anine.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you attach an opinion to it,
It gets serious.
everything gets very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from everything else, you want to be right about your opinion.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
It doesn't make the experience of love and self-expression very available.
Yeah. You know, when I first got to know you, very first, like 17 years ago now, 16 years ago, I heard you on a radio show. No, not on the radio show, on the telephone. You used to do what is now the LME. You used to do as a conference call.
Yes.
At the end of that first conference call, I didn't understand anything because it's not for the mind to understand to start with. But all I knew was that transformation would allow me to be so unreasonably happy or content as I know or knew I had been when I was 5, 6 years old. So that's really what engaged me into transformation.
So I'm curious, are you saying that there was an idea that could happen someday, or you experienced that in that first
I experienced that in that first call.
wonder of being you?
Yeah. So that it goes back to being to be taken seriously as an adult in our normal Swiss culture. You need to be serious. You can't be, you are halfway an idiot if you are just happy, no matter what.
Right.
And I'm so glad that I found you and could grasp this license to being even against all reason happy.
You know, I'm loving listening to you talk in that you surprise me with the words you use. You know,
In what way?
well,
when you make a sentence, you pause often in it. And I'm here open-minded listening to what you have to say. I don't find myself casting ahead to find what the words you're going to use. The words you use primarily surprise me. And I believe that's what Shya is talking about.
well, or when you pause, I think they're going to say something different than you do, but you use a word that's so appropriate to your experience.
It's specific.
That it's very cool to have that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Very cool to have transformation.
Thank you. Love that you can express that you fell into yourself the very first time, even just listening, and how over time, clearly the experience of being you has deepened. Otherwise, you wouldn't come to Costa Rica with us and have it be such a profound experience. And I just honor your commitment to yourself and that you play with us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
It's true what Ariel just said. But for me, listening to you, I feel you're winning in your life, and your win is my win. You see, I feel like what we do matters when you are well in yourself.
Yes.
That you found a way to be well in yourself in Thun, Switzerland.
And wherever you bring yourself.
And wherever you bring yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. And just the other day, a client of mine told me that my listening abilities are outstanding. And then I told her where I got them. And so to let you know that it ripples out far wider than I think you can even think. Because when my clients go home and they have been around me, they get tinted by transformation at least, and then they give it on to their people and so on and so on. So yes,
You're kind to you allows other people to be kind to themselves because you become a possibility. You become like a beacon of light in a dark world. And this is a dark world.
It is.
But that doesn't mean you need to dim your light because the dark is there. It's always been there.
Yeah.
But the light exists in you.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
with us today. I love
Thank
that.
you.
What a sweet, sweet conversation with Miss Anina.
Yes.
You know, in the middle of this podcast, there's always a sentence or a couple sentences from people who have experienced transformation or who listen to the podcast. And if you would like to submit a listener spotlight, speaking of light, that's what we call them, you can go to transformationmadeeasy.com/being here and find out how. Next week's episode is taking a brain break.
I like that idea.
You know, before we go, I just want to encourage people, if you feel touched and you'd like to join us either in Hamburg or Costa Rica or our next virtual seminar, please do. It would be lovely to meet you or to see you again. And thank you very much for being one of our listeners.
That's true.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Being
being here.